So how's Booba?
All right, here's the deal.
Okay.
So Andrew is sick.
Okay.
Okay. Andrew does not like to take pills.
Right.
Andrew takes liquid Tylenol.
Mm-hmm.
And liquid Tylenol has acetaminophen. That's
Bless you.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not good for your internals, especially if you're a dog. Now,
Right.
I'm not a veterinarian.
Right.
Neither am I a doctor.
Right.
I'm barely a college graduate.
You know, veterans or veterinarians are doctors.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They are.
Just so you know.
Yes.
It's not like a religious thing.
So, your
I
dog.
thought you were Catholic.
I've had dogs my entire. That was funny. I have had dogs. I'm trying to get better because today I was laughing at this. You said a lot of funny things last time, and I can't. I'm trying to be a better co-host.
Co-host, yeah.
So whenever your dog, we've had dogs our entire life.
Yeah.
So I'm used to dog swallows something weird, and we got to figure out if the dog's going to die or not.
Right.
So I've got a long list of items that it's perfectly fine for a dog to eat and swallow. It's going to show up in their poop later. It's like you know what I mean?
A thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
So we'd never dealt with an actual drug like this.
Okay.
Okay. I'm down here doing what I do. I'm playing the Call of Duty. I'm answering the call of duty. I'm doing what Call of Duty people refer to as grinding my camos.
Oh.
Okay. So your guns, and this is a little aside, but you Call of Duty
That's
people,
not a euphemism.
No.
Okay.
Grinding your camos is you're doing things in the game to get new camouflage for your gun to make it look different.
Oh, okay.
Anywho,
Yeah.
I'm down here doing that. Bess yells downstairs. Booba, sorry, we treat Booba like your kid, We call her Booba all the time, but when she's in trouble or something serious, it's Dakota.
Yeah.
It's like Dakota, J, frankincense.
You three named her. Yeah. What's her middle
She
name?
says J.
Dakota J.
Jehoshaphat,
Odell?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Joseph.
she said Dakota just drank Tylenol.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
So I go upstairs because this is a new one for me.
Now,
so
was
I
this
do.
where you what do you want me to do about it?
No,
or
I
okay.
didn't. I didn't do that. I'm trying to become a better person. So I look it up on the YouTubes, or I'm sorry, on the Googles.
On the Google, yeah.
And I'm used to it always saying, just let your dog sit in a corner, it'll pass.
Why a corner?
So it said that acetaminophen, is not for dogs.
Okay.
And it said a maximum dosage for a dog is less than 100 milligrams.
Okay.
So I look at what she took, 480 milligrams.
That's more.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
You passed math at one point in your life. So we call the vet, and they say, make her vomit. Pour hydrogen peroxide down her throat.
Okay.
And make her vomit. And if you can't, bring her in. So I'm like, we're going to just take her in because I can't. We found hydrogen peroxide under the sink. It's been there since 2015.
I don't think it expired.
It turns to water over time.
Okay.
I can't get her to even eat normally or
Right.
drink normal water. I'm not going to be able to make her puke.
Right.
So I tell him I'm taking her, and I'm driving with Booba in the car. She's sitting there and doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
We get to the vets. I walk in, and they point at me, and they say, Dakota? And I said, yeah. And I heard somebody in the back go, oh. And the door swung open, and they're like, go, 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 go. I'm like, this is like...
ER.
Yeah, it's like I'm delivering a heart to a patient, I'm going back there.
Did anybody say the word stat?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay.
I'm going back there, and I see these double wide doors in the back with what is clearly, I've seen Scrubs, is clearly an operating table in the back. Yeah. Or they're either going to do an autopsy or operate on Booba.
Yeah.
There are 3 people I assume are veterinarians.
I would hope so.
Or, drug reps. I don't know what there's 3 people in there with what are those things called? Overcoat, robes, smocks.
Yes,
robes.
Scrubs. Wait, you just said you've seen Scrubs, and then you see people in Scrubs, but you don't know the word Scrubs.
Lab jacket, lab coats.
Oh,
they had lab coats. That's
yes,
what I'm thinking
yes,
of.
Yes.
They take Booba in there, and then the door shuts right in front of my face, and I'm standing there. I'm on the other side of the door, and I look around, and there's a guy working on the computer, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I said, well, this is awkward. Do I go in there? And he's like, no. Go back out in the waiting room, and we'll let you know when we're finished. Oh.
Okay.
So they came out, and they were like, are you Dakota's dad? Now, I'm not in the mood for humor at this point.
Right,
I had all
right.
kinds of things now
Right.
that I could have said. But
Right.
I go back.
Not the biological father.
Yes. And I'm waiting in the thing.
I'm
and
her
then
stepdad.
one of the vets comes in, and he's like smiling. Now, an aside, Your Honor, may I approach the bench? I've been watching a lot of police interrogation videos. So I'm
Still?
yeah, they're fun.
You've been on this kick for like over a year.
And mishaps in court.
Okay.
So I'm a bit biased. He says, what happened with Dakota? And I'm like, I realize at that point, I am wearing my Batman pajamas, which I'm wearing again now.
Yeah.
I have a knit cap, and I am unshaven, unshorn as it is. Glasses. I do not look well. And I'm saying, we were giving Tylenol to our kid, and she got it and drank it. And he says, okay.
Yeah.
How many? And it was like 15 15 480 grams, or milligrams. He's like, yeah, that's a pretty, that can be rough on their system. He's like, so it was liquid. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that moves quickly. And we're like, yep. Okay. Are you going to put cuffs on me? Are you going to read me my rights? Should I call a lawyer at this point? And he says, well, what we did is we gave her an injection of whatever the hell he said.
Right.
And she vomited immediately. We found a pencil in there. And I did what you just did.
Pencil.
Yeah, she eats writing utensils.
A pencil.
In pieces.
Okay.
Not a full.
Okay.
Yeah, my first thought was like, wow.
That would be a trick.
Would be impressive.
Call David Letterman and reinvent stupid human tricks.
So I'm annoyed because I know at this point, an IV and this whole visit, there were 3 vets in there. I'm seeing dollar signs. Yes.
I'm going to tease ahead.
Okay.
Later on in the podcast,
Yeah.
we're going to tell another story. Where I found a pencil. Go ahead. People are like, I can't wait.
Okay. All right. So I'm starting to add up. I'm spending my Saturday morning doing this because you and I were on the phone like just minutes before this happened. Around the time this happened was when we were talking about moving your mom's piano or whatever. And moving her chandelier over so the piano king, whatever it was. It was a barbecue. It was a grill. A grill.
I was about to say, I don't even remember what I asked you to move.
Okay.
All I know is you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You made up an excuse, and then you ended up having one.
Yeah. I should have just waited a couple of minutes.
Exactly. That's what you get.
Yeah. And so he says, we need to administer charcoal. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? Because I think he's going to send me home with charcoal. And I was about to say, I got briquettes back at the house.
Yeah.
And I said, do I do that? He's like, oh, no. We do that here. He said, it can be pretty rough. And a little part of me in the back said, good.
That'll show
I want her to have a rough experience.
Yeah.
Because she drank. She's been going through this phase where she's going even more. She's lashing out more and drinking and eating things she shouldn't. So he said, she'll come back. Her teeth will be black. Her mouth will be black. We'll try to clean her up as much as we can.
She'll look like she's from Kentucky.
She won't seem right.
Sorry. Please edit that. Okay, thank you.
I'm going to amplify it.
She'll look like she's from Kentucky.
And I was like, that's great. You do what you need to do. He said, just don't let her eat anything until later on tonight, maybe half a cup of dog food, all that crap. So we get Booba back. I take her back, $200 to shove a briquette down her throat and puke her.
Yeah.
So she's fine now.
Yeah.
Still going for stuff up on the island. I'm like, really?
They don't learn.
Really? After we took you to, the X-Files looking place and they jammed you and made you vomit, you're still gonna do that.
Poor thing. Yeah.
She's not learning.
Dogs are stupid.
They are.
They're lovable.
Yeah.
But they're just dumb animals.
And Marbles, while we're on it, is degrading. Like he's devolving.
Is he getting stupider?
He is.
Okay.
More stupid, as it were.
More stupider.
He started to chew on furniture. Yeah. We've had him for like a month, and he was not eating furniture. And we're eating dinner last night, and And I look down, and he's eating like it's like this is just normal. It's what we do now. And you saw up there, he ripped part of the house off. Was walking around with it.
Now, see, when you got Marbles, I thought, maybe I love Dakota. Okay, I love Booba, but she's a jumper, and she's got nails.
Yeah,
and they scratch.
Yeah,
and I'm not bitter, but I have a scar on my leg where she scratched me last year.
Yeah,
and it's like, Booba, I will pet you because you're a good girl. Yeah. I will pet you.
She's a good girl.
But it's like she jumps and she scratches. Attacks. So I thought maybe Marbles she would calm down, but no, he's just getting dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing
his name is Marbles. What do you expect?
And
My name is Marbles,
yeah,
and I'm a good boy.
Yeah.
And I like to eat wood on the house.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, pencils.
He's got the short little legs,
Yeah.
so he can't jump up that much. And Booba, so we try to trim her nail. We do trim her nails, but she's too nervous for them to grind them down. So basically what happens is we effectively sharpen her nails.
Yes.
So she turns into Freddy Krueger for about a week after we do that.
It's a four-hand job. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
It's a four-person. Wait a minute.
Hello.
It's a two-person, four hands to
Ow.
operate job.
Okay.
When we used to do that with Conrad and trying to do the dew claw, Jesus, it was just ridiculous. It's like, professional wrestling.
Yeah.
By the way, Letterman was on Carson years ago, and he was talking about he had dogs, Bob and Stan. I can't remember which dog it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Bob.
Yeah.
But Dave had found some meat that expired, and he put it on the counter, and he was getting ready to throw it away. Next thing he knows, it's gone. Bob had gotten hold of it, and he ate all this expired hamburger meat. So Dave calls the vet, and the vet's,
Hey, I'm Mike.
and I'm Darren. I hear a lot of people say that they just can't get into podcasts.
That's why we created Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yeah, on this podcast, we never go political. We don't discuss controversial issues or tell people how to think.
We're just a couple of guys who talk about all the fun, wacky, and sometimes annoying people we run into on a weekly basis.
So check us out. You'll be glad you did.
Irritable Dad Syndrome, the podcast for people who just can't get into podcasts. Available everywhere.
Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Holy we got that on the first try.
I think that was pretty good.